Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, today we are going to start a new lesson in Flamingo, that is chapter 5 Indigo, written by Louis Fisher. So as you all are well aware that indigo is a plant which is used for producing a dye of blue color. Okay, so title: indigo refers a plant which is used for making dye of producing dye of blue color. The whole story moves around indigo plant. First of all, before I will start explaining the lesson line by line, let us discuss about the lesson. Let me give you a small introduction of the lesson, then we will discuss about the author. So the lesson which we are going to read, it moves around the peasant of Champaran. Peasant of Champaran, they were the victim of a system of sharecropping. They were the sharecroppers, and this agreement of sharecroppers was imposed on them by British landlords. A poor peasant, Rajkumar Shukla, approached Gandhi ji, and he shared the problem of sharecropping in Champaran with Gandhi ji, and Gandhi ji visited, and Gandhi ji fought against this system of sharecropping. So this whole episode of Champaran is also known as the first step towards the independence of India. It was the first fight for independence for India. Okay, so let us first discuss about the author, Louis Fisher. Louis Fisher, who lived between 1896 and 1970, was born in Philadelphia. Louis Fisher, who lived between 1896 and 1970, he was born in Philadelphia. He served as a volunteer in the British Army between 1918 and 1920. Louis Fisher served in the British Army between 1918 and 1920. Fisher made a career as a journalist and wrote for the New York Times, the Saturday Review, and for European and Asian publications. So these are the different publications for which Louis Fisher had written. He was also a member of the faculty at Princeton University. The following is an excerpt from his book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. The lesson Indigo, the story which we are going to read, it has been taken from Louis Fisher's book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. The book has been reviewed as one of the best books ever written on Gandhi by Times Educational Supplement. According to Times Educational Supplement, this book was the best book on Gandhiji. Okay, dear students, this is all about the author Louis Fisher. Now let us discuss about the lesson. As already I have told you, what does indigo mean? Indigo is a plant. Indigo is a plant. Let me write down this way. Indigo is a plant which is used. Indigo here is a plant which is used for producing a dye of blue color. A dye of, okay, indigo is a plant which is used for producing a dye of blue color. Okay, in this lesson. So let us begin. Here the author Louis Fisher tells us, when I first visited Gandhi in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram. So when Louis Fisher first visited in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram in central India, Gandhiji's ashram is situated in Sevagram. It is still there in Ahmedabad. So when Louis Fisher visited Gandhiji's ashram in Sevagram, which is in Ahmedabad, as it's part of central India, he said, so Gandhiji said, I will tell you how it happened that I decided to urge the departure of the British. It was in 1917. Gandhiji told Louis Fisher that Gandhiji would tell him that how Gandhiji decided to ask the departure of the British. It was in 1970. So according to Gandhiji, what Gandhiji told the author Louis Fisher, according to that statement, the first step towards Indian independence, the first fight towards Indian independence started in 1970. You must have studied the whole story which we are going to read. You must have read it in your history book of 8th class. He had gone to the December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow. He had gone to the December 1916 annual convention. Convention means a meeting of leaders. Convention. A meeting of leaders. Okay, so Gandhi had went for annual convention. Gandhi had gone to the December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress. It was the annual convention of Indian National Congress, and Gandhiji went there. and it was held in Lucknow. This convention held in Lucknow. So Gandhiji went to Lucknow to attend annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party. There were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. So there were 2,301 delegates. Delegates means representative of any party who are sent to the conference. Okay, so there were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. During the proceedings, Gandhi recounted a peasant came to me. During the proceedings, Gandhi recounted a peasant came to me looking like any other peasant in India, poor and emaciated. Let me write the meaning of some words, then we will be continuing. Peasant, tenant, peasant means works as a tenant and works as a tenant and pays the part of produced as rent. Works as a tenant and pays the part of produced as rent. Next word is emaciated. Emaciated means very thin. Emaciated means very thin. Okay. So he had gone to the December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow. There were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. During the proceedings, Gandhi recounted, a peasant came to me looking like any other peasant in India. During the proceedings, a peasant came to Gandhiji and he was looking like any other peasant of India. He was poor and emaciated. He was poor and very thin. And said, I am Rajkumar Shukla. And he introduced himself as Rajkumar Shukla. I am from Champaran. Further he told that he was from Champaran. And I want you to come to my district. And further he said that he wanted Gandhiji to visit his district. So here Louis Fisher was taking an interview of Gandhiji. Louis Fisher was interviewing Gandhiji, in which Gandhiji told him that when he was attending the annual convention of Indian National Congress in 1916, in December 1916. Then a peasant, a poor peasant whose name was Rajkumar Shukla, came to him and requested him, begged him to visit his district as he was from Champaran. So he wanted Gandhiji to visit Champaran. And I want you to come to my district. Gandhi had never heard of the place. But before that day, Gandhi had never heard about any such name. Gandhi ji did not know where Champaran was. It was in the foothills of the towering Himalayas near the kingdom of Nepal. Champaran was at the border of Nepal. So till now we have seen Louis Fisher, the author, was taking an interview of Gandhi ji, in which Gandhi ji told him that how when he was attending when he was addressing, not attending, when he was addressing a convention of Indian National Congress in Lucknow, then a poor peasant whose name was Rajkumar Shukla came to him. Rajkumar Shukla was from Champaran and he requested him to visit Champaran. Under the ancient arrangement, the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. So under the ancient agreement, as per an ancient agreement, the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. So as per the agreement which was made between the peasant of Champaran and the British landlords. So the peasant of Champaran were sharecroppers. Okay, they had to pay some part of, they had to, yes, pay some part of production, whatever they were cultivating, some part of that crop which they were cultivating, they had to give it to the British landlords. So under an ancient agreement, the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. Rajkumar Shukla was one of them, and Rajkumar Shukla was one of those peasants, one of those sharecroppers. Rajkumar Shukla was one of them. He was illiterate but resolute. Rajkumar Shukla was illiterate but he was determined. Resolute means determined. Okay. He had come to the Congress session to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar. Rajkumar Shukla came to the Congress session to complain about the injustice of landlord system in Bihar. Rajkumar Shukla had gone to Lucknow to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar. And somebody had probably said, "Speak to Gandhi," and someone suggested him that he should speak to Gandhi, he should talk to Gandhi. Gandhi told Shukla he had an appointment in Kanpur and was also committed to go to other parts of India. But Gandhi told Rajkumar Shukla that he had no free schedule. Already his schedule in other parts of India as well as in Kanpur was fixed. So that is why he was not free to go to Champaran. Shukla accompanied him everywhere, but Shukla accompanied Gandhiji everywhere. Shukla followed Gandhiji everywhere. Then Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Then, after attending his all the appointment, Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Shukla followed him to the ashram. Shukla did not give up. He followed Gandhiji to his ashram. For weeks he never left Gandhi's side. So for weeks Shukla never left Gandhi's side. Fix a date, he begged. So he requested Gandhi to fix a date. So as of now we have seen that a poor peasant Rajkumar Shukla is the center character of this story. As Rajkumar Shukla and other peasants in Champaran were the victim of sharecropping. That is why Rajkumar Shukla came to Gandhiji and he wanted Gandhiji to visit Champaran. So as Gandhiji was an advocate, that is why Rajkumar Shukla wanted Gandhiji to fight against Britishers, to support the sharecroppers, the peasant in Champaran. But Gandhiji had no free schedule. That is why Gandhiji asked him that he had no free schedule, even though Rajkumar Shukla followed him everywhere. Finally, Gandhiji reached his ashram, and Rajkumar Shukla, by following Gandhiji, he also reached his ashram and he requested Gandhiji to fix an appointment, to fix a date. Now, next paragraph. Impressed by the sharecroppers' tenacity. Tenacity means determination. Tenacity means determination. Impressed by the sharecroppers' tenacity and story, impressed by Rajkumar Shukla's determination and story, Gandhi said, I have to be in Calcutta on such and such a date. Then Gandhiji told him that Gandhiji would be in Calcutta on such a such date. So he told him that at a certain date he would be in Calcutta, which is now Kolkata. Come and meet me and take me from there. Further, he told Rajkumar Shukla that he should come to meet Gandhiji in Calcutta and then take Gandhiji from there. Months passed after Gandhiji had. Months passed. Shukla was sitting on his haunches at the appointed spot in Calcutta. When Gandhi arrived, he waited till Gandhi was free. So as Rajkumar Shukla got an appointment from Gandhiji, Gandhiji fixed an appointment that he would be visiting Calcutta next month. So from there, Rajkumar Shukla could take him to Champaran. Rajkumar Shukla was waiting for him in Calcutta, the place which Gandhiji had told him. And when Gandhiji visited there, Shukla was waiting him to be free. So when Gandhiji was free, then the two of them boarded a train for the city of Patna in Bihar. Then both boarded a train to a city of Patna in Bihar. They boarded a train to Patna. There Shukla led him to the house of a lawyer named Rajendra Prasad, who later became president of the Congress Party and of India. So Shukla took Gandhiji to Rajendra Prasad's home, who was a lawyer. Later Rajendra Prasad became the president of Indian National Congress, and after that he became the first president of India. But the servants knew Shukla as a poor yeoman. Poor yeoman means here poor peasant. Yeoman means poor peasant. So he was considered Rajkumar Shukla was considered a poor peasant who pestered. Pestered means disturbed. Pestered means disturbed. So who pestered, who disturbed their master to help the indigo sharecroppers. The servants knew Rajkumar Shukla as he went Rajendra Prasad many times for asking for the help for the sharecroppers. So that is why the servants of Rajkumar Shukla knew him, considering him a poor peasant, and considering that he had once again come to disturb his master to help the indigo sharecroppers. So they let him stay on the grounds with his companion Gandhi. So Rajkumar Shukla as well as Gandhi was allowed to sit on ground whom they took to be another peasant, because the servants of Rajendra Prasad considered Gandhiji another peasant. But Gandhi was not permitted to draw water from the well, lest some drops from his bucket pollute the entire source. How did they know that he was an untouchable? So the servants of Rajendra Prasad did not allow him to draw water from the well, and it might pollute the whole source of water. That is why he was not allowed to draw the water from the well. Okay, because they both considered untouchable by the servants of Rajendra Prasad. Okay, so please mark till here. It's all about this video lesson. In my next video lesson, I will be continuing with this lesson. So thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.